and then I'll answer last questions. Okay, so this is the preview for the week of April 25th to April 29th. I'll just mention that I will not be here next week. I'll be traveling. I will try to join the FOMC coverage on Wednesday. Yeah, I will not be totally detached from markets, but I will be traveling and I will not be able to do the morning show. Anyway, on Monday, we have some figures at the German IFO Business Climate. That's Germany's #1 think tank. We had a better than expected figure from ZOO. Let's see if IFO, which has more weight, follows suit. US new home sales, more important than existing home sales that came out this week as expected. New home sales mean more economic activity. Durable goods orders on Tuesday. This reflects investment. The Fed is worried about soft investment. We learned that last time. Now we have it just before the Fed decision, and also consumer confidence from the conference board. Wednesday is undoubtedly the big day, beginning early with the Australian CPI released. Inflation figures in Australia are released only once per quarter, and this determines the policy of the RBA. So it'll be interesting to watch that if you're trading the Aussie. First release of UK GDP. Expectations are for a weaker growth. It can be blamed, rightfully or not, on the talk of a Brexit. And of course, the Fed decision in the evening of Wednesday. I expect them, because Yellen has been dovish, to bury the chances, to cement a no hike in June. No hike in June, which is a decision when they have a meeting, when they have a press conference, I think implies only a rate hike in December, because September is just too close to the elections. So that's, of course, the big event. We heard from doves like Evans and Rosengren that they support more rate hikes, and that the markets are wrong on this. But if we listen to the most important people, of course, Chair Janet Yellen, we don't expect them to hint about any rate hike, and data hasn't been that positive. I mean, we could have negative growth, okay? I think if we do have hints about the rate hike in June, it'll be relatively explicit. It'll be towards the next meeting like we had in October going into December. That will be a huge positive for the US dollar, okay? But that will be a huge surprise, okay? That will imply for me as well that GDP figures released the next day on Thursday will be better than expected, okay? So, but I would expect a more cautious, worried tone from the Fed, and perhaps if it's really, really worried, we can expect even negative growth in Q1, danger of recession, of course. On Wednesday, we also have the rate decision in New Zealand. With the recent strength of the Kiwi, they might have the itch to cut. They surprised with the rate cut beforehand. This time, they want to avoid leaks. They're not telling anybody from the press before the release. If you're trading the Kiwi, of course, that's a big, big event. Thursday, we have the Bank of Japan's rate decision, which became much more interesting as of this morning. That's because the Bank of Japan is now expected to announce more stimulus, perhaps applying negative rates to bank lending, or if you want to put it simply, paying banks, and that would serve as stimulus and can further weaken the yen if this is confirmed, but nothing is certain. There will be lots of speculation next week. And as I mentioned a few times already, the US GDP is the first release, quite a wild card. The first release for 2016 for Q1. It'll be a big event on Thursday. So we have Wednesday and Thursday really, really busy. On Friday, we have Eurozone inflation figures, but we're not really close to the next ECB meeting, only in June, so it's not that huge. And GDP data from a few countries. I haven't seen Germany on the calendar, but France, Spain are releasing their figures. Maybe I should look up the calendar once again, but anyway, it's still a busy morning, Friday morning for the euro. Also, end of month flows, because it'll be April 29th, and the next trading day will be only May 2nd. Okay, in some countries there will be a holiday on May 2nd. Anyway, so Eurozone inflation figures and some GDP data, and Canadian GDP as well, for those trading the Canadian dollar. A busier week, I think, than this week. Well, we had Draghi this week, so we can't complain. Anyway, before we head off, see here a few questions. Dollar strength. Oh, we already looked at that. No, didn't we? Yeah, keep talking. OPEC oil denying the fibs. Yeah. So here's another nice chart, courtesy of Sinatra. Yeah, boom. Yeah, denying anything. Oil has been a bit crazy recently. Okay, so yeah, looking for a new direction, I would say. Thanks, Jax, for the kind words, and Luca as well. I'll try to have the best time, of course. Dollar index at a wedge line. We bounce from here. Intraday. Oh, that's a nice line. Yeah, we were referring to this line yesterday. Dale mentioned it. What Dale said is that he doesn't like this line because too many people are talking about it. Well, in a bit of different words, but I still think it's worth watching. But remember, there's so many other things moving the pound. All those opinion polls, declarations, everything Brexit related. I think it's a bit tougher. Well, there are worse pairs than the pound, but it's becoming a bit more choppy of late. Okay, anyway, that's a huge trend line. Will it bounce? I'm still bearish on the pound, so my tendency is that the line will hold, but let's see. Okay, thanks for that, Luca. And another chart from Sinatra. Oh, that was the dollar index? What are we? Sorry. Oh, this is the dollar index. Okay. Just a second. Just to. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, it's a big trend line, but yeah, it's the dollar index. Dollar. Well, I think I'm a bit more sideways than that. What I said before applies. If we get a dovish Federal Reserve next week, which is my baseline scenario, then we can have this line holding, or perhaps a false break and then another fall. So I'm bearish also, or not really bullish on the US dollar. Okay, sorry for that confusion. Anyway, last thing. No. This chart for Euro dollar from Sinatra. Yeah, you can see some kind of breakdown under this line, but until we see a really big move to the downside under 111.50, I don't think we have anything confirmed at the moment. I did read commentary by, I think it was Deutsche Bank, if I'm not mistaken, that they see euro dollar still going to parity. It's a bit far out. Sandra says, in my chart, the trend line gets lower and is already broken. How do you interpret the divergence on your... Good spotting. The voice, Holy Trinity setup in Eurodollar. Well, maybe quite a few technical patterns, interesting technical patterns going over there. When I look at Eurodollar, I see frustrating range trading with a few. Once in a while, we have some action. Anyway, I don't believe Deutsche Bank have an interest in their own. Yeah. When each time you read these bank analysis, remember that they have that they're not independent analysts. They are talking their books. You know that many times from Goldman Sachs or from Bill Gross. Anyway, okay, I think yeah, we've extended our stay in the show, but I'm always glad to do that if there are so many great questions. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming. You'll have the full show, the wrap-up, and the preview available on FX Rate and later on Forex Crunch. Wish everybody a great day today in markets, a great weekend, of course. As I said, I will not be here next week. Perhaps I'll pop up for the Fed meeting and I will follow markets. I'll be hugely surprised if the Fed goes more hawkish and the dollar surges, but you never know. I think the Bank of Japan also next week can steal the show. I'll be Guanyarem, yeah, it's a win in Catalan. Anyway, thank you, Yohay. Good journey next week. Yeah, I'll be traveling. I'll be back in the following week on May 2nd. As I said, I'll be traveling in the west of Spain, around Valladolid, León, and then Mérida, Extremadura, and flying out from place near Seville. So it's off the beaten track a bit. Should be fun. But yeah, I'm here in the country where I live, so I'll be all the time connected to the internet. So I'll follow markets and probably pop up on the FOMC coverage with Valeria and Dale. Always fun broadcasting with them. Yeah. Anyway, have a great day, a great weekend, great week next week, and see you when I'm back. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you and bye-bye.